Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati. What the heck? I think I've been sabotaged. What did you do?
But you're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh my God. My wife sabotaged the ice cave. What the hell? We got Buccaneers crap around here.
Woo! Fire the cannons!
Oh, jeez. All right. Anyway, let's moving on. Since I've been sabotaged, I didn't put the Buccaneer stuff up. My beautiful wife did.
Nope, I did. You didn't even know.
No. That was pretty sneaky. How did you do that?
Step away for a minute.
I know. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff going on. She sneaks in there, hides Brady, and puts a Buccaneer anyway. All right, got me all discombobulated here. All right, let's see here. All right, if you found the show, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 799 subscribers. That is awesome. You could be the 800th if you subscribe right now on the YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice. And this is a Bengals, Bearcats, Reds podcast, not Buccaneers, woman.
Buckeyes, Bucks, you know.
It's Buckeyes, not Buccaneers. Jeez. Anyway, she's going away. Go. All right. Now, I know everybody's excited about the Ohio State Buckeyes. Well, I know a lot of the Ohio State fans are. And I know Jeremy D is dying to get on the show, but he's got to wait a second. Because I'm going to talk a little bit about the Bengals. But this is mostly going to be a pregame show for the Ohio State-Alabama game. But just give you some information. Frank Pollock, as we know, has been hired as the Bengals offensive line coach. This is a cool story I found. A year ago, Bengals running back Joe Mixon gave his touchdown ball against the Jets to New York's offensive line coach Frank Pollock to thank him for helping him during his biggest season of his career. Now Pollock is going to be giving him the ball as the Bengals' new offensive line coach. The announcement that head coach Zach Taylor made on Saturday. He also is giving him the running coordinator title as well. Now my Bearcats lost again. They lost a close one, 80. Well, not really close, but it was 82 to 76. They're trying to get better. I don't know. It's gonna be a rough year. Now the Reds. I have no idea what they're trying to do, or what are they? I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't believe any of this stuff. At least I'm hoping not, because none of it's happened yet. But John Fay on his Twitter has come out and said that the Reds are open to moving Mike Moustakas and Nick Castellanos. Now, one more thing real quick. I can't stand the Browns, the Clowns, but when they crush the Squealers and Big Ben Roethlisberger is sitting there crying on the bench, daggone it, that makes me happy. I wish it was the Bengals, but I was very happy that it happened to the Steelers. Could have happened to a nicer guy. Jeremy D., the Ohio State Bucknut himself. What is going on, brother?
What is going on, man? There's nothing better than this, man. Nothing better than it. For one, baby, the Buckeyes. We had that monkey on our back. That monkey's name was Clemson. Dabo Sweeney. We took his country ass to the trailer park, son. We brought the heat. Now it's time that the Buckeyes step it up tonight. We are going to need every single player available to give us their best performance. I didn't want to get into this right away, but I'm not making excuses for the Buckeyes. Nick Saban, his little daughter, they all blip, 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 blip. You know, Buckeyes trying to wait. Justin Fields is hurt. You know, they want to let him heal. We have a bunch of players out. But guess what? Guess who's playing tonight? Ohio State, the Ohio State, and Alabama for the second time.
Yes, sir.
We must bring back the trophy to Ohio State. I mean, in this COVID year, nobody gave the Buckeyes a shot. And look what happens. We take down the so-called best team in the country. Alabama can't beat them. But by God, we beat them.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
Okay, what you got?
Let me just paint this picture for you of what we've got going on for the game tonight.
Yes, sir. What you got?
Injury-wise, the Buckeyes will be down Cameron Brown.
Is it injuries or is it COVID? Or are they just calling everything injuries?
Undisclosed.
Aha, gotcha.
We got Cameron Brown, cornerback. Mookie Cooper, wide receiver, which, he's young. He don't play much. Jacob Cohen, Aaron Cox, Justin Fields is probable, but we know he's playing, even though he got jacked in the ribs. It was nasty.
Yeah, but did you see the Instagram video of him playing ping pong?
I did. That was
looks like he's moving pretty good.
I shared that. That was beautiful. I like to think of myself as a ping pong kind of,
connoisseur.
Yeah, kind of good at it. You know what I mean? Just maybe a little, and even kind of sexy when I do it.
There's no chance of that ever happening. No.
Well, that just ruined my whole vibe. But anyway, so I won't read down through all this, but the Buckeyes are down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 players that may not play tonight for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now,
how many? I'm just curious. How many does Alabama have? I mean, they got to at least have 10, 15, something like that. With COVID protocols and everything, they got to have somebody out, right?
Alabama's following those protocols.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the SEC. They don't play around.
No, I'm sure they got at least that many.
Exactly. They've got to be near 20. Let me just pull it up here real quick.
All right.
Yeah, they're down 4 players.
What?
4 players for Alabama. Well, actually, 2 of them are questionable. So actually, it may just be 2 people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they might be down 2, and Ohio State's down 23.
Close to 23. Yeah. Questionable to out. I didn't bring up Fields. We all know Fields is playing. But here is the key to this game. Henry Miller, our starting guard, out. Zach Harrison, our best pass rusher. Tyreek Smith, close. Him and Tyreek are close. Harrison's still a young man, out. Right. Tyler Friday, our rotational guy that's been here for a few years now, solid as can be, he's out.
You're saying a lot of them have actually significant playing time. That's what Tim Beadle here is asking you.
Exactly. These are players that actually have played a ton. Now,
that are not playing tonight.
Exactly. And I mentioned, 23 other players. Out of those, quite a few of them are rotational guys. So we're going to be looking at our rotation with a whole different view. I mean, we're going to have a ton of young kids, but we did at Clemson as well when we played Clemson, and we whooped that ass. So,
let me get Chris keeps asking if he can come on. Yes, Chris, you can come on. And
come on, brother.
You can make a bet with Jeremy. And anybody, if you guys want to come on, video chat, the top of the link, it's in blue, yellow, says, here's the link. Click on that and come on the show. Sorry, go ahead. Just wanted to get that out there.
The last one is Master Teague. He was our starting running back to begin the season until Sermon started to preach. And thank God for Sermon, because we will be relying on him a lot tonight because Fields is injured. They're not going to let that boy run. And it's going to come down mano a mano, our young Bucks versus Bama's, the same thing they were 5 years ago. But this year is a little different. So I'm not going to say
they got some wide receivers this year. They got some pretty good wide receivers this year. Alabama does.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm getting. And Sean Wade earlier in this week, I don't know if anybody saw it, but he didn't really call out Smith from Alabama, Heisman Trophy winner. And I kind of wish Wade would have kept his mouth shut because Wade has not had a very good year playing outside as a corner. He is an inside corner, a slot cover guy. and he has been taken to the cleaners a lot this year. So I didn't really like him saying, I can't wait to play against Smith. We'll see what he has. Mano y mano. Dude, just keep your mouth shut because you have not done much this year. Now, I couldn't cover anybody. I mean, I literally couldn't cover the refrigerator if 12 rats were running after me. You know what I just, it's a dumb thing to do once you've got that monkey, that Clemson monkey off your back, and you're getting ready to play Alabama. This isn't the same team from 5 years ago, even though that was a team that was supposed to be unbeatable, and we beat them. But
hey, Tim Beadle's got a question for you. And
go.
Chris Bengal, no, I don't see you. He says you're on backstage, I don't see you, so you're doing something wrong or something's going wrong. But anyway, Tim Beadle, is this the final game that Ryan Day coaches in the college ranks? There's lots of NFL jobs open now.
Ryan Day's staying with the Buckeyes. He came out. Yep, he came out.
Sources on that, or that's just
100%. I have sources, reports, Sports Illustrated being the main one. I don't go to these little rinky-dink things and listen. Don't worry about Ryan Day. It's through Sports Illustrated. They even asked him about it at a press conference. He said he's not going anywhere. He's staying right here with the Ohio State University.
All right, Dallas says he didn't call him out, actually. If anything, it puts lots of respect on him, Jeremy. It's going to be tough for him, bro. Sean Wade is going to have a tough one to do it.
He is. He just shouldn't have mentioned it, is all I'm getting at, Dallas. You know what I mean? You just don't even mention another man's name. Yeah, it's just not worth it. Now, if this was, let's say, Ward or, one of these other shutdown corners, Okuda, they're both in the NFL right now, and they're pretty much shutdown corners, one for the Browns, the other for the Lions. Whatever. I can see you saying that. But having the worst year of your Buckeye career, it's just not even worth it to bring it up. That's kind of where I'm at with that, Dallas. But I got love for you, bro. You know that.
All right, here's Chris. I don't think it's like he's trying to get on the link for some reason he can't get on. I know it's working, Chris, because whoever that was that tried to get on before the show even started, come on back because I know it works because he tried to get on. But Jeremy, Alabama 51-34, Ohio State won a bet. Did everyone know Big Ten is still sitting down like Forrest Gump did at the end of the movie? LOL.
Oh, Big Ben. I'm guessing.
Oh, Big Ben. Yeah, sorry.
About the video that you popped.
If you guys are on Bengals Nation, I almost got 1,000 views on me laughing at Ben sitting there crying.
Oh, that was great. That was a good one. I'm sure he's probably still sitting there crying, to be honest with you.
He might be. All right, Keith, there's not many, if any, NFL coaching positions better than Ohio. Better Ohio State. Keith, I agree. That's why, people say, well, Saban might leave, which I think that's kind of, stopped now. And now they're saying David. I'm like, why would these guys leave? You are at the top of the mountain in college football. You basically get the pick of whoever you want, to come to your school. You're going to get a statue made after if you win a couple national. I mean, Saban's already going to get that. Ryan Day, if he wins this, he might be on his way to getting a statue. I mean, why? And they got plenty of money. Why would you leave? I mean, I understand challenge and everything, but dude, I'd rather go somewhere and keep winning consistently and not, I don't know. That's just me. I don't know why any of these guys would want to leave when they're, at that upper echelons,
Yeah, I mean, to go back to Nick Saban, he literally has the keys to the kingdom. He is literally, I mean, if it wasn't for God and Jesus Christ himself, Nick Saban would be literally worshipped in Alabama. They would think he was some football god. I mean, he runs Tuscaloosa. I mean, he runs everything that goes through the University of Alabama goes through Nick Saban, no matter what it is. And he's highly paid. Ryan Day's the same way. We just got to get that championship with Day. I hate that it's this year. I hate it with the injuries.
Well, dude, honestly, look, if Day does do this and they beat Alabama tonight with all the stuff the Buckeyes had to go through this year, and everybody doubting them, and they don't deserve this, they don't deserve that. Dabo's telling them they should be ranked 11th, and then they go out and whoop his ass, and they turn around with 23 players out and beat Alabama, which I'm not so sure they're going to do, but I wasn't sure they're going to beat Clemson either. They should just go give them a statue right now, because that's going to be this, in my opinion, could be one of the hardest championships for Ohio State to win because of all the obstacles and everything they went through this year to make it to here.
Exactly. And I was worried when we played Alabama the first time with Cardell Jones, but I knew we had a team that could get him in a rhythm, and I knew we would kind of be okay. This year is a lot different. I mean, when you've had missed practices and because the Big Ten's Grand Wizard of Oz rules, it's.
Crown said that's all Alabama's got. Well, dude, Ohio State runs Columbus, Ohio. They got theirs the Blue Jackets, and I guarantee you there's more Ohio State fans there than there are Columbus Blue Jackets fans. So Ryan Day, if he wins this thing, he will never have to pay for a drink in his rest of his life when he goes to Columbus. Ever. Food, nothing.
He shouldn't have to already. I mean, with just getting to where we are right now and being one play away from last year from beating Clemson to win the championship. Man, how things could change. But, like I said, it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and fluff anybody's feathers. But you know what? If we play like we did against Clemson, we can win this game. If we don't, we could lose by a few touchdowns. I mean, I think that was Chris Bengal who said that or whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to make that bet, man, because even though I love my Buckeyes and I think we're going to pull it off no matter what, we've got a hurt quarterback. They're not going to let him run. We've got 23 players out. Not all of them are starters. About 4 to 5 of them actually are bona fide starters. But we got a lot of rotational guys, out. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but we got to pull it off because that's why they call us the Ohio State.
The Ohio State. Yeah, I was going to try to put the video link back in the comments, but for some reason my computer won't let me do it. So if you guys want to get on the video chat, like I said, it's at the top of the page, pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. So we're hoping to get some Ohio State. Like, I'm surprised Dallas commenting, but I'm surprised he hasn't jumped on yet. Or who's the other guy? Anthony Long. He's a big Ohio State fan. I'm kind of surprised they haven't jumped on yet.
Yeah, and Lyndon, I believe, and
yeah.
Is the link at the top of the comments? I don't see it where I'm looking.
No, we can't see it, but it is on.
It's there? Okay.
Yeah, hang on. Just talk for a second. Let me check real quick.
You're good. I mean, I'm sure you guys can see where it says, the link is there, but when I run my little mouse over top of the link, it doesn't let me click on it. And if that is what you guys are getting, that's most likely what we are trying to get figured out. But anyway, let me run down here some. Keith, KB, there is not many, if any, NFL coaching positions better than Ohio State. Yep, read that one. That's all Alabama's got. Crown Apple. Yep. Timothy, let's see. Nobody calls them the Ohio State except for Ohio State fans. Well, guess what? When we won the championship, everybody was calling us the Ohio State, baby. But anyway, and Dallas.
That's up there.
Yeah, Dallas is at work. Not going to be able to jump on, but he's watching, so that's cool.
So apparently it is working. So never mind, that's gone. I had to bring in my my Buccaneers saboteur to help me figure it out. But yeah, she said it is working. I guess just nobody wants to get on the video chat. I was just surprised because I had some guy jump on before the show even started. So
yeah, maybe it's just us that can't. When I go over the link, it doesn't pop up.
Well, I can see it on my wife's computer. It's up there. I can't see it on ours, but it's up there. So
yeah, I can see it. It just won't let me click on it. You know what I mean? Like,
you're already on the show.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
What? Oh, you just made my wife's day. Right there.
Go Knowles.
Just made my wife's day.
How many more years are you guys going to wait for a championship there? Good Lord.
Ooh.
I hope
2013
you guys.
last time I
I hope
won.
you guys eat healthy, don't smoke, and don't drink because it may be a while.
All right. Nicole says, couldn't get the link to work on my phone. Okay. Can you just post it in the chat, honey?
Yeah.
It is in the chat at the top. There you go. There, it's up there now.
Yeah, it shows it's there. Just don't.
Yeah. Well, we just posted it in the actual chat itself, so it's right. So I understand. I'm trying to explain to people where to find it. But so Nicole, it's right below where your last comment was. If you want to get on, that should bring you guys onto the chat. Yeah, it works on some people's phones. Dennis can't ever get it to work on his phone for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, certain phones it won't work. Don't know why, but that's just the way.
It's Championship Monday, baby. The internet's just overran by Buckeye fans right now. What can I say?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And all these Bengal fans that are so happy to have Frank Pollock back. You know.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to read you. You're not a big fan of Frank Pollock, but I just want to read you something here. Last time he was here, the Bengals gave up 37 sacks compared to the 84 they gave up this year with a terrible O-line that year too. With the likes of Cedric Ogbuehi, the swinging gate, Billy Price, who's been awful, and Bobby Hart. And not to mention, Mixon still had nearly 1,200 yards. That's with Frank Pollock. Chris Bengal, what's up? You're here. Hang on, buddy.
Hello.
There you are.
What up?
Before I tell you my little funny story, I want to make a bet with Jeremy. But I think what it is, why I couldn't get it on because your web address when you get into the chat, it changes every day. So I think that's why people can't get on because the web address has changed. So, Jeremy, you want to make a bet? I mean, Alabama is strong. I'm predicting 51-34. But my wild card picks suck balls. I was probably about 1-5. And but Big Ben's probably still sitting there crying. He needs a fat woman to take him home finally. He's probably sitting on his bench just like Forrest Gump did at the end of the movie, crying. And so, but I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you. It's going to be a high-scoring game today. Let's be serious. I'm glad that your team is going to be there. But I'm predicting an upset next weekend. Cleveland will beat Kansas. I think they're playing, Kansas City, I think. But I think Cleveland will win next weekend.
Ooh. Well, if Cleveland does, they gotta just run the ball like crazy and keep Patrick Mahomes on the bench.
They go.
Well, I think let him. No, just let him get out there and play. As long as Cleveland did like they did Pittsburgh, keep on. Because I was watching so many stats, and then my buddy tells me first quarter 28-0. I'm like, you're a lying piece of shit. And then I turn on the game and say, holy crap, this really is 28-0.
Yep. Well, that's what happened when you hike the ball over Big Ben's head the first play, and then nobody runs after it.
How unbelievable was that? I mean, when that happened, it's like, what? I mean, they've had the same center for damn 10 years.
But I don't know if y'all. But I don't know if y'all hold the news that Philadelphia Eagles they fired their coach today.
Yep, they fired him.
So I got a feeling that he probably will end up the job, but probably get an interview down here in Atlanta at the Falcons. So that's just my opinion.
He's going to get a job. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. Yes, he will get.
Oh,
I guarantee you he'll get another job. Maybe not this
Jeremy,
year.
this is my comment from Jeremy because I don't know if you heard my draft pick the other day, but I predicted that just my opinion. I think that Miami Dolphins going to steal Super Bowl for. I think Miami's going to steal our pick. That's just my opinion.
I could, I could see Miami taking him, but at the same time, I just think there's also a good chance they don't take him. I know that just is kind of, blah, and that's not a very good retort back, but there's
Well,
going
there's
to
a
be.
chance. The Milk Hyper has said that there's
And
a
like I
chance that he
told, I
thinks
don't know
that
if you
the
hold
Bengals.
it, but I did leave you a comment the other day.
Chris, hold on.
If Ohio State does win tonight, just don't end up in jail, and I'm sure me and Iceman got bail money for you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Go ahead,
So,
Jeff.
but I'll let you go.
All right, Chris. Thanks, man. Take it easy.
Hey, Chris. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. What I was trying to say, I guess you couldn't hear me when I was talking, was that Mel Kiper, I don't know if he's reporting this, but he's saying that the Bengals should do this, is trade up to go get Sewell or Sewell. Sorry, Penal Sewell. I think that's how you say his name. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, that scares me because I haven't seen him play all year. And I mean, I want him, but I don't know if I'm willing to give up draft picks because we need more than one lineman. We need multiple linemen. So just getting the left tackle, if he's as good as they say, yes, it will help a lot. But I don't know if I'm willing to sell the farm just for him because we can get the second best left tackle in the league.
Well, and I hate to even bring up the name Alabama, but they have Leatherwood sitting out there, and then Wyatt Davis will be out there in the second. So we'll see. What to see? What up, Natty?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's
good.
Baby.
How you doing, buddy?
I want to get your guys' thoughts on bringing back Frank Pollard. I thought that was a good move. I think it was a pretty good move.
I think it's a great move. I love it.
Horrible.
He should have. He left. He wanted to go when Marvin got fired. So it was his choice to leave. Huh?
What about the Jets? Did he want to leave then too? No, they got rid of his ass.
Good job. Good point, Jeremy. Glad you brought that up. Thank you. But anyway, I think that he's gonna be fine. I mean, I really do. I think, but the point is, no matter who the coach is, if you don't have talent, it doesn't really matter. So they got to get talent. They got to get, a better offensive line. They got to get a tackle. And they got to get a guard.
Yeah, Natty, what makes you think that we brought in Hank Fraley from the Detroit Lions, which I thought was just a waste of time to even bring him in. But what gives you confidence about Frank Pollack that he did, with the Bengals, before the Bengals and after the Bengals, that makes you think, he's the answer for our offensive line?
Well, I mean, the players like him. I mean, the whole issue with Turner was that the players weren't really as receptive to him as they would have liked. And I mean, Joe Mixon seems excited about it. So if Mixon's excited, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Eric Griffin here said the Bengals should sign Will Fuller and draft Pitts. I'm fine with signing Fuller, but no, we don't need to draft Pitts. We have a tight end. His name's Uzama.
That's right.
You get that offensive line. I mean, Pitts is great. Don't get me wrong. Pitts is great. They need to fix their offensive defensive line. That's what they need to fix. They fix that. The rest of the stuff's gonna be, a lot easier. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Pitts is a bad pick. Pitts is a great player. I think he's gonna be good, but I don't think that's what the Bengals should do.
And Pitts is kind of really a tweener. Really, he's kind of in between a tight end and a wide receiver.
Griff, did you watch the games that he played? He was coming on, dude.
Bro.
He was coming on. You get him and Sample together, they're going to be fine at tight end. They don't need a juggernaut at tight end. That's what everybody keeps thinking. We need these superstars everywhere. We got the one big superstar you need. His name is Joe freaking Burrow. You get an offensive line, he makes everybody else better. So, no, Uzama is going to be good.
I mean, if you watch the first couple of games of the year, Burrow loves them big wide receivers, big tight ends. If anything, we'll get Jamar Chase if we're going to take a luxury pick. But he was hitting Uzama, man, and nobody could stop him. I mean, the guy's 6'6", 6'7". He's a beast, and he just hasn't had a really great quarterback or a good line that gives him enough time to throw to Uzama. But Uzama came on, and then, of course, it's the Bengals, and boom, he's out for the year. But just hang in there with Uzama one more year.
Hold on. Okay. Here, Grish got another comment. Which, yes, this is cool. But if you don't have an offensive line and you don't have time to throw the ball, none of that matters.
What if they address the offensive line through free agency?
I mean, that's fine if they do that, but that's what I'm saying. They got to fix that. That's got to be the number one thing is fixing that.
I mean, because Pitts is a guy that might be Travis Kelce.
And I'm just you can go ahead after this. But you're good. We can do whatever we do. A lot of it is going to have to be done in the draft. I think that's what Jeff's trying to get at, talking about, how important the draft is for the offensive line and the defensive line, because
you don't know what's going to happen to free agent. You don't know who you're going to get.
You don't know who's coming. And on top of that, we have our own free agents that we're going to have to spend quite a bit of money on. I mean, we're talking about WJ3. We're talking about Carl Lawson. Whatever they decide to do with Green and Gino, we don't know. They may let him go. That's fine. But we've still got money that's going to have to be put towards our own players and our draft pick. I just don't see us having a huge free agency like we did last year. So I think that's why that makes it that much important for the draft.
Titus, I think you might have been the person that tried to jump on the show earlier. I think it was you. But he said, I'm not totally understanding what he's saying. Since the Browns won the division, which they didn't win the division, and on to the next, divisional playoffs game. Is that what you mean? I think.
Yeah, probably.
And the next round of the playoffs, as Taylor, a lot of pressure is going to be on him next season. Yes.
Every bit.
That has honestly, Zach Taylor had a lot of pressure on him, despite what the Browns did last night. I mean, it doesn't. The pressure isn't. I mean, he's either. I think this is it. He either wins or he is gone next year. I don't see how you can bring him back for a third season or a fourth season, I should say.
No. And Mike Brown pretty much relayed that message when he sent the letter out to all of us gracious Bengal fans, letting us know, okay, you guys wanted this. I gave it to you. I'm now giving everything over to Zach Taylor, and we'll see what happens this year. And if it doesn't work out well, I have a feeling the clean house project is on its way. Hopefully it don't come to that. How you feel about it, Daddy?
Ohio State 03. What's up? Welcome to the show. Hey, you're
what's
new.
Up, my brother?
Click on the link at the top of the chat, and you can come on to video chat. Go ahead, Natty.
Man, his seat is on fire. I'm not even kidding. Man, Steven Stefanski in 1 year managed to turn the Browns, who for years Bengal fans are like, well, at least we're not Cleveland. They won a playoff game. I don't know how to put it.
Natty, what did the Browns do in the offseason? What are the two big things they did in the offseason?
They addressed the offensive line, man.
They got a left tackle and they got a right tackle. That's the two biggest things that they did for the season.
And they brought in Bill Callahan too. And
but they fixed their offensive line. And that's exactly what I'm saying the Bengals can do. You fixed their offensive line, you fixed their defensive line. Well, there's no reason we shouldn't be where the Browns are.
The Browns have also stacked talent for about the past 3 years, and nobody really noticed the Myles Garretts and the Kareem Hunts and the Nick Chubbs and the Odell Beckham Jr.'s and all these. They stacked talent, so you knew it was just a matter of time. It was just about a coach that could get them all together. And I hate even talking about Cleveland. I can't stand Cleveland, but they've done it. And what more can you say other than they done it the way it should be done?
That's true. That's true. I mean, I was a proponent that 2 years ago they should have cleaned house with some of these players because, I mean, if Dunlap was a cancer in the locker room and Geno Atkins was already on the downturn and so was AJ, then what's the point of holding on to those guys? You might have gotten a very late first round pick for a Geno or a Dunlap from a playoff team that needed a pass rusher. You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I
we
mean?
talked
Like,
about
you
that
could have
on the
got
show before, or they
so
should have
like
done that Marvin's last year. That's when they should have done that. That's when those guys were still worth something. You know, they should. I agree. They should have got AJ, Carlos, Gino, Andy. They should have traded them. You know, and you could have got some number 1, number 2 picks for them. That's what they should have done, but they didn't.
I think they thought that bringing in Taylor was going to help fix their offense and help them get on track again. But
But
I
if
don't
you
know.
don't fix the offensive line, it doesn't matter. That's what drives me nuts. If you don't fix the offensive line, it doesn't matter. If you don't have time to throw the ball, you don't have time to run the ball, you can't do anything.
I feel you, Jeff. I feel you.
Yeah.
5
I'm
years
not
of
arguing
bad
with you.
line play.
That just drives me nuts.
I feel you, man. I cannot stand Joe. Man, when Joe Burrow went down, that broke my heart. I was
Dude,
already
I was screaming.
done. I was so upset, and it was Michael Jordan, and I don't want to be. It was his little patty cake, little playing with the defensive end or defensive tackle. If he had picked it up properly, Joe Burrow might have taken a hit up top, but Joe Burrow would have still been playing. He would have finished the season out.
If one of those guys would have finished the block and not let them hit Joe Burrow, because he got hit from the top and the bottom. That's why his knee went sideways. If one of those guys wouldn't have would have done their job, Joe Burrow would have been fine.
And the thing about Burrow and the offensive line too is we could all see it. I think maybe not everybody wanted to admit it, but I wasn't afraid to say it from day one. If you go back to day one of this show, I said Burrow is getting hit way too many times. Even on 3-step dropbacks, he's getting hammered, and it just takes one hit. Mm-hmm. And knock on wood, it never happens again. But like you were saying, Jeff, and Natty too, we've got to build the offensive line. We got to build the defensive line, build from inside out. If we can get a good couple free agents, that would be great. But this draft is going to be huge because we've got to keep some of our players.
I still think that they're going to go after it in free agency. I still do believe that. So, I mean,
I hope.
I totally believe that they're going to do the same thing they did last year, except it's going to be more offensive. I think about defensive line too. You got to do both those. So that's where it's like, look, if they draft Pitts, like Griff was saying here, that's fine. But they have to have a plan. Not that I have to know their plan, but I'm hoping they have a plan to this. Because last year I could see their plan. Their plan was draft Joe Burrow. For some stupid ass reason, they thought their offensive line and defensive line was fine. But they thought the biggest problem on their team was their secondary. So that's where they spent all of their money. I mean, we signed 2 linebackers, two safeties. We drafted 2 linebackers. I mean, everything they did was toward the defensive side of the ball, which again drives me nuts. That's why Armadillo should be fired. So I could see what their plan was. It was a dumb plan because they didn't protect the most important asset they have, which is Joe freaking Burrow. But I'm hoping this year that's their plan, is to fix the offensive and defensive line, and then maybe sprinkle in some guys, which Pitts would be great. It's a toy. It's an accessory. We really can't afford to get him right now because there's so many other things that they need, I think, that are more important than the tight end. And I've said this a million times. If you see Joe or Tom Brady, which my wife stuck his jersey up behind me right now, but if you see him the last 20 years for New England, he didn't have anybody, not really. And he won the last couple of Super Bowls. He won. Who did he throw the ball to? He didn't have anybody to throw the ball to. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you got to fix that offensive defensive line. Hey, Natty, I'm going to let you go. Got another guy wanting to jump on here.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Hey, thanks, Natty.
Take it easy. All right, let's bring in the King. What's up,
King?
What's
up, King, my man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. How you doing? I think you're new to the show.
Yeah.
Good. How are you?
Good. You're not an Ohio State fan, are you?
I can't tell.
No, never.
My man.
What you got, man?
Oh, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Jeremy D?
I wish I could be a little more optimistic, but I'm going to keep it on the level. I'm going to keep it sea level. We're out a few starters. We are what we are. We whoop Clemson. If we play that well again, I think we will win tonight. But on the other hand, if they throw the ball all over our secondary, if, Henry Miller being out, which shouldn't be a big issue on our offensive line. We got guys that can come in, but, Zach Harrison, Tyler Friday, those guys are pass rushers, rotational guys. It's going to hurt us a little on the D-line. I don't like Sean Wade playing outside at all. I don't know how you feel about that, King, but he ain't played good on the outside at all this year, and he's admitted that. So, I just hope that it's a great game, and I hope that we beat the hell out of Alabama. That's what I think about tonight's game.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%.
The problem to me is you got 23 players out, and freaking Alabama's only got 4.
Ain't that cute?
Like, seriously? I don't get that, dude. I don't like something doesn't add up to me right there. Somebody's doing something a little bit different. You got Ohio State's got 23 guys out, and Alabama's got 4. 4. And they played how many games? And they traveled how many different places? They got 4 guys.
4 guys.
Yeah, and it's Saban. The hell, he got it, and he didn't miss a damn game. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, he got it, and none of his players did. Nobody around him got it. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, I just wanted to come on and say I love your show, and who day, all day, every day, especially on Sunday.
Exactly. Appreciate you, brother.
Bro. Keep watching, man.
That was cool. All right, Griff says Alabama wins tonight, which I mean, I don't disagree with him. I think Alabama is going to win. I don't want them to win. I am rooting for Ohio State. That's my second favorite team, so I'm rooting for them. I hope I'm wrong.
Like I just said, I'm not going to say to you, I'm not going to argue back and forth. There is a good chance that we lose this game.
I mean, look, I said that. I said that against Clemson. I didn't think you guys had a chance against Clemson, and you whooped their ass. So I'm not saying Ohio State does not have a chance. Ohio State has got a chance. I mean, look, the guy who came on here for weeks and weeks and weeks and said UC's got a chance to beat Georgia. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Ohio State doesn't have a chance to beat Alabama. I'll never, because that's why you play the game.
That's why we were in the championship 5 years ago, and we beat them then. So who knows what's going to happen? But we do have a quarterback that literally isn't going to be able to run. If he takes one hard hit, I got a feeling we're going to see some C.J. Stroud tonight, which he'll probably end up being the starter next year for the Buckeyes. And he is a killer talent. I mean, all the stars you want to give him, he's got. But Fields is the man, and if he gets knocked out, we're going to be in some serious trouble. We just need to keep the game close.
Okay.
Let's go.
I have to address this here. Dallas. He says, "How am I going to say Alabama's going to win?" And I'm rooting for Ohio State. Easy. I think Alabama's going to win. I want Ohio State to win. That's how you do that.
That was calling you out.
Call me out on what? Call me out on what?
I don't know, but I love it.
I'm not sure what he's calling me out on.
I don't know, but I love it.
It doesn't make any sense at all, but good job, Dallas.
My man.
Like, it's called My Heart Wants Ohio State to win, but my head says Alabama's going to win. That's how you do that.
It's not gonna
my God.
Not going to be easy.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Antonio Brooks. OHI. Felix.
OSU champions. Oh, Eric, throwing up more excuses. Hey, I'm not making excuses, man. I'm just stating fact. And I'm just telling you, I said the same thing before the Clemson game.
Griff, you need to come on. Just click on the link
online,
and come on. You want to keep talking all this smack in the little chat? Come on, show your face and talk.
Because I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you facts. And I told you facts before the Clemson game. And we played we literally dominated that whole game. Who's to say that these guys are rotational guys, these younger these younger guys come in and play just as well as we did against Clemson and handle Alabama. You never know. We beat them 5 years ago. They're not unbeatable. We beat them with a third-string quarterback, by the way. So Alabama ain't all that damn I mean, everybody wants to put them up on this pedestal. Clemson's beat them both times they played. So we just manhandled Clemson. So, you can look at it any way you want, but there ain't no excuses coming from this camp. I'm just saying, if we win, there won't be a happier person in the world. But if we
He's
lose,
going streaking in Alabama, baby.
you're damn right. Now I'll have the whole neighborhood videotape me, and I'm gonna put it over on the ice bar.
Oh God, please don't. All right, Crown wanted me to read. I think this is the comment he was talking about. He wanted me to read this to you. The Tide keep rolling tonight. Is what Crown says.
Oh yeah, that's
And
original,
Jeremy,
Crown. I would expect something better from you, brother. I really would, but it's all good.
Jeremy never liked you that much anyway, Crown.
Oh, come on. I love me some Crown, man.
Okay. All right, Griff, what has got here? Hold on a second. By the way, Griff said he wants me to talk about Kentucky. Kentucky isn't doing anything. Why am I talking about Kentucky? Alabama is the best college football team I have seen in my lifetime. Okay.
You're not on a YouTube show, and you're not 4 years old, are you? Because if you are, you need to get out of here, man. Because 4 years old, we can't allow that. Because 5 years ago, the Buckeyes laid it on Alabama. Now we might get laid on tonight, but we laid it on 5 years ago.
Didn't they have Derrick Henry on that team too that they beat him?
Oh, multiple draft picks, best team in the country.
I gotta tell you, it's easy to say silly crap in a little chat and not come on and talk, but whatever. The best team you've ever seen in your life. They've had undefeated football teams that won everything. I mean, I'm not saying Alabama's not good, but the best one you've ever seen?
Yeah, I mean, hell, the Buckeyes went undefeated in 2012. I mean, was that the best team you've ever seen? I mean, what?
Read what comments? You guys keep you guys keep trying to read your comments. There's comments are blowing up all over the place. Which, hold on, Dallas wants me to read his comments. I did read your comment when you called me out.
Let's see.
Is this what it is? You're talking about my team sucks ass? I don't know. I guess I don't know what comment you're talking about, Dallas. If that's one.
I think we did that one though, right? Yeah, we
did that one. I don't think there was another one. Not that I see. And it says that Dallas. Yeah. I don't know, Dallas. Type it again. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe we missed out on it.
Yep.
I see a lot of get low, Alabama.
Oh,
okay, get low. Okay. That's what everybody was saying before the Clemson game, too. Clemson. Best team in the country, best team forever. They beat Alabama every time they played them. They were the greatest. And we literally went out there just about as short as we are now with players and manhandled Clemson, period. They got some at the end of the game, made it look a little closer than what it really was, but let's be real.
Exactly.
Championship. That's right.
Poor Bear. How is Kentucky doing anything? National Team of the Week. Yeah, Kentucky. You guys talk about Kentucky basketball? Yeah, they're kind of down this year. Which I can't talk too much about it because my team is not very good this year. Cats have won 3 in a row. Cal has turned this thing around. Yeah. Well, okay. you also started 1-6 or whatever. So yeah, I don't really think he turned anything around. You guys are probably gonna be the NIT with my Bearcats, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love the confidence of the Kentucky. Oh, we're Kentucky. We're this. I'm like, dude, you guys are terrible this year. We won 3 games. Yeah, you won 3 games. Good job.
Those 10 losses are just. That's for the cows, man. I mean, we're talking about now. We just won a game now, We can't talk about the 10 losses. That's in the past.
Right, exactly. Alabama's football team wins tonight, and their basketball team loses tomorrow. I guess they're playing Kentucky. Again.
Alabama's always had a
bad. Yeah. Wow. You guys are really making a statement there. You're going to beat Alabama basketball. Woo, man. Yeah. You remember that one game they had back in the Well, no, that game sucked too. Oh, wait, what about the other game Alabama played? Do you know when their national chip? Nope, didn't do that. Oh, no, they made the Final Four. Nope. Alabama basketball sucks, so I wouldn't be going, woohoo! We're beating Alabama in basketball. Woohoo! Go beat them in football.
They've been mediocre for a very, very long time. Mediocre to poor, even.
Yeah. Let's see here. Anthony, if you're going to be real, the Ohio State University will be hosting a championship trophy tonight. No excuses. There you go. That's what we're saying.
Let's make it 9, baby. 9.
And they're saying Alabama is ranked 15th. Cool. Kentucky's not ranked at all. So by that logic, then Kentucky's going to lose. King Vortex. He's saying Dayton would beat Alabama.
Dayton would beat Alabama. Yeah, I mean, they probably have, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, this college basketball season is kind of messed up. I mean, none of the big teams are really doing anything. I mean, I think Gonzaga is the number one team in the country.
There's one team, in Columbus that's playing pretty good.
Who? I've never heard of them.
Yeah, I don't.
They play basketball.
Kyle Young, those guys. I don't know, but I hear they're pretty good from what I've read. I guess.
Yeah. Poor Bear. He wants to how's Bearcat basketball team? They're terrible this year. I've already said that. They're not doing very good. It's a transition year. They got mostly freshmen and sophomores. So yeah. I mean, I can talk crap about Kentucky. You guys talk crap about Bearcats. I got nothing to stand on. The Bearcats are not doing very good this year, but it is what it is. I'm not sitting there going, oh, we're going to get on a roll. We're going to go do this. Like, you won 3 games. Relax. Like, come on.
I was going to say, how many games have you? Okay, 3 games. All right. Yeah, that's not where you want to be. That's not where you thought you'd be.
He said, I'll join the show if Ohio State wins tonight. Well, that's good because I'll be in bed when Ohio State wins tonight.
We won't be on tonight, buddy. I'll be the guy throwing, chairs through the window and diving out of the house and, making an angel snowman in the grass with no snow. I mean, I'm in North Alabama. So.
Yeah, yes, King Vortex. My wife sabotaged me and she hung a Brady jersey up there before I started the show. So that's all on her. My wife's she's a Floridian and she's a big Buccaneers fan. Buccaneers, Florida State.
We talk about everything. We'll talk about anybody, man. That's what it's all about. It's a sports show, baby. Whatever you guys like, we'll talk about it. We know a little bit about everything, just not a lot about much. You know what I mean?
And Poor Bear says your chairs are your chairs are faced. Oh, what? Like, jeez. It goes. I click on one, and then he said your chairs are safe. No worries.
I heard a lot of that before the Clemson game too. A lot of it.
Anthony says Kentucky's a dumpster fire this year. Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to bang on Kentucky, but you're gonna come on the show and say, "Oh, he's turning it around." Like, come on, that's as silly as me going. We want to, if we'd won yesterday. Oh, we won 2 games. We're turning around. No, I'm hoping we go on a winning streak, but I try to be a little common sense around here. But I do have a question, Jeremy, that I've been kind of wanting to bring up to Bengals and Reds fans. Is my question is, you know how everybody's always banging on Mike Brown, saying he's cheap, saying he's this, saying he's that. And what are the Reds doing this year? Nothing.
Exactly.
The only stories we hear is they're talking about trading people. Now, if that's true or not, I don't know. But that's the only stories we're hearing. I hear we might sign Didi Gregorius, but that's it. And I mean, you have a playoff caliber team. They made the playoffs last year. I didn't think they were going to sign Trevor Bauer, but they've talked about trading Sonny Gray. They talked about trading Castellanos now and Moustakis. And I was like, so what's going on? So I want to know where all the Reds fans are banging on Bob Castellini saying, what the hell are you doing? You're always doing this to Mike Brown. Mike Brown's cheap. Mike Brown. You do realize that the Bengals had a longer playoff run than the Reds did. The Reds only went to three playoff games in 3 years and lost all of them, just like the Bengals did.
Exactly.
The Bengals went to 5 in a row and lost, but they did the exact same thing.
Yeah, it was just more pain for us because we had to watch, 3 games of it. I mean, But when you mentioned before the show, I didn't even know. I mean, talking about getting rid of Moose and
well, the thing is, not just it sounds like they're tanking. Well, they haven't actually gotten rid of anybody yet, so they're still not tanking. They still have. I mean, if they play today, they have a good team. But if you know the roster they have now, they have a good team. So I don't think they're. I don't know what they're doing. That's what I'm. Yeah, well, they talk about trading Suarez, and they've talked about trading Castellanos and Moose did. Now this is who was it? John Heyman. Now he Beetle gets on here and says that don't believe anything that guy said because he's the only one reporting anything, and all he's reporting is the Reds are going to do this.
Oh,
so I don't know. I just again, I'm defending Mike Brown. I'm defending the Bengals, and I'm defending Zach Taylor. But it's if you guys are going to bitch and complain about Mike Brown to no end of how we haven't won anything, the last time the Reds won the World Series, it was 1990. I was 15. I'll be 46 in April. We haven't won a playoff game in baseball, a playoff series, I should say, not a game, playoff series since 1995. Now, the Bengals haven't won one since 92, 91, so it's not that far off, So everybody keeps banging on the Bengals. Should bang on the Reds. I mean, and everybody always complains, the Bengals don't do this. We're not going to the stadium. We're going to burn our jerseys. We're going to do this. Well, then the Reds, last year, it was great. I loved it. They did all this stuff. And then, in my opinion, Dave Bell completely screwed it up because he's a terrible manager, I think. But they still turned around and made the playoffs. So this year, I'm like, all right, we're going to be good. We just got to add shortstop, try to find another pitcher because we're probably not going to sign Trevor Bauer. And we've done nothing. I mean, the season's not over yet. I mean, training camp or spring training is starting here in about a month and a half. So there's still a chance that something can happen. But I don't want it to be, I want it to be them to add something. I don't want to trade people away. Why would you trade these guys away that you just signed last year? I know COVID happened. It happened for everybody. And the Central Division right now this is the time to get it. The Cubs are done. They are literally getting rid of all their players. So this is the time to go after players, not trade guys.
Yeah, sorry. If you live in Cincinnati, like you said, we can talk about Mike Brown. You look what the Reds are doing. It's not much different. And I'm not going to be a Mike Brown homer or lover here either, but I will stand up for him because I know the man wants to win. Because unless he lied to me as a 14-year-old kid, when we were doing everything we could. With Shake and Blake and all this was going on. Our defense was horrible. He had to rebuild that. And then getting to talk to him again one more time, little later on in life, he's kind of turned a lot of the operations over to his kids. He's done everything he can. He spent a ton of money this last year. That's why I'm saying maybe there isn't going to be so much money spent this year. Hopefully, maybe there is. If we have it, hopefully.
But I believe poor Bengals fan says the Pirates are in better shape than the Reds. That's sad, which I'm not sure why you're thinking that because they just traded their best player.
Yeah.
Josh, I can't. Griff, I know you know his name. What is his name? Josh. Anyway, they just traded him. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's something I'm missing, but I think the Reds are actually in pretty good shape. They need to add people. Not get rid of people.
Let them go.
Yeah, Chris Sable. Exactly.
Here we go. Where's the goggles at?
Right there.
There it is.
My favorite player when I was growing up. That's why he's front and center. So, but yeah, I mean, I just get tired of people always banging on Mike Brown, banging on this, and banging on that, and the Reds just get away with it. I love the Reds. I love the Reds. I love going to baseball games. That killed me. I couldn't go to one single. I haven't been. The last game I went to, any professional game, or not professional, just game I went to was the Bearcat game last year, basketball game. That's the last game I've went to, and it's killing me. I want to go to another game. I want these things to be opened up so we can go. But if the Reds are going to cry poor because of COVID or whatever, everybody else. Yeah, that's it, Griff. Josh Bell, you're right. Thank you.
There we go.
That's who they just traded him. So that's where I'm not sure why he thinks the Pirates are better shape than the Reds. I mean, even if the Reds go with what they have right now, if they don't add anybody, they're still a pretty good team. They still, I think, with the team they have right now, have a shot of winning the Central.
Yep. And you know, just turning it back over to Mike Brown, you know, D-Ray, that name doesn't sound familiar. I don't know if he's a new guy or what, or maybe I'm not good with names at all, guys. But he says, you know, Mike Brown's 85 years old. Hell yeah, he wants to win, and that's the truth. He is. He don't want to.
I don't know if he knows exactly how to, though.
Yeah, that's
the thing. I think he wants to, but I don't know if he's actually if he knows how to, or if he's willing to do everything you can to win. I think he wants to win, but he's not willing to do everything, and that's with the Reds too. I think Castellino wants to win, but they're not. I mean, George Steinbrenner was a freaking crazy man. He wanted to win at all costs, and that's the kind of owner I want. But most of them aren't like that.
No, and you know, Mike Brown don't want his father's legacy to go to the side when he's gone. He don't want to be gone and leave it to his kids without a playoff, a championship, you know, a win.
Now, one thing I'll say about the 5-year playoff run that the Bengals were on, I don't know what Mike Brown could have done other than what he did. I mean, we had a defense, we had an offensive line, we had a running game. Everybody said the quarterback, but we could have won with Andy Dalton. That's all I think I was driving nuts while that was going on. We didn't get rid of Andy. Who could we have gotten
at that time? Yeah,
at that time. That's what I'm like. I'm fine with getting rid of him if the next guy's better. But getting back to my point, I don't know what else Mike Brown could have done. You know, people are like, Mike Brown didn't do this. Mike Brown put together a really good freaking team. Well, maybe he didn't do it, but he financed a really good team. And it was a really good team. Went to playoffs 5 years in a row. That's hard to do. To win 5 straight years and go to the playoffs. So he's done it before, and I really do think they are close. They listened to Jim Turner, who said the offensive line was fine, and he was an idiot. Hopefully, Frank Pollock can coach you guys up better. And if you read what Pollock said, he wants to add people. You know, he goes, we're not that far away. I do believe they have players that can play. I think Spain is good. Seraphilia is good. I think our center, Trey Hopkins, is definitely good. Now he's injured, but those 3 are set, and they got Jonah Williams. So if you get a left tackle, I'd still like to get in our guard, though, because I just want a guard, because I'd be better if Spain or Seraphilia is on the bench, and we can rotate him in if somebody gets injured, because you need bench players. Because, I mean, look at the Browns last night. Baker Mayfield introduced himself to one of his offensive linemen last night because of all the COVID issues. So, I mean, if you have a good offensive line and you can, you know, for one game, if you bring somebody in who has to play, you can deal with it, you know, but it can't be all the whole season. You got to have backups.
That's where I'm at. You know, I don't want to hear Pollock or anybody say, I think we've got it, you know, just about everything we need right now. No, I don't want to hear. That's what Turner said. I don't, you know, but we'll see what happens with Frank Pollock. If he does what, you know, if everybody's happy with him, we start winning next year, I'll be happy with him. But I want to see how that line looks first, because we aren't going to have Hopkins the first probably 4 to 5, 6.
Yeah, we might not have him for the first month, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think.
All
right, what's up, Natty? You back? What's going on, brother?
What, brother?
I just wanted to add those 5 playoff appearances. I have to be honest with you, man. That was all on Marvin Lewis and the team, because I remember watching those games vividly.
You mean losing them? You mean losing them, right?
Yeah, losing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because
that was one of my biggest problems. Good. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you paid attention to that Colts game where it was just Andrew Luck and nobody else, you look at their body language, they didn't come to play.
No.
At all. And they got
Marvin
beat.
Too. Yeah. That's what I could not stand about Marvin. I mean, I love the guy. I think he's one of the best coaches the Bengals ever had, but he could not get them over the hump. He would always we always want, that fiery coach that, get in your ass and yell. Marvin would never do that. And he would just, and this is my problem back when we were making this run and the Reds are in the playoffs and Bengals are in the playoffs. I think both our managers, our manager, Dusty Baker at the time, and our coach, Marvin Lewis, both did the same thing. It's just another game. It's, just play like it's another game. No, it's the playoffs. You lose, especially in football, you lose, you go home. You can't play it like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you can't be too jacked up where you can't play, but you got to have some intensity. You got to be ready to play. You got to bring it. And I don't think Marvin Lewis knew how to do that. And I sure as hell don't think Dusty Baker knew how to do it, because that's the reason we lost. The Reds had a 3-1 lead against the Giants and lost. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you. I'm with you and Natty on that one. I don't know if you can really put Andy Dalton's pick 6 to J.J. Watt to start the game, on Marvin Lewis. I don't really know if you can put Jeremy Hill while we're running the clock out to win the game. His fumble.
Don't bring that back. That's
yes, bad Jeremy.
How Burfict acted. Even Reggie Nelson at the time acted. I don't think you really can put that on Marvin either, but yes, there was a ton of coaching issues that were happening in those 5 playoffs. There is absolutely no damn reason the Bengals shouldn't have won one playoff game in 5 chances.
Right. So that's I guess that's my point. That's why I get sick and tired of like people keep saying the same stuff about Mike Brown that we said in the 90s. The 90s, yes, Mike Brown had no clue what he was doing. He would not spend any money. He wouldn't do it.
Right.
He has. And people come on the show and say, well, Joe Burrow is going to leave after 5 years because Mike Brown won't sign him. That's not true. He paid Carson Palmer. He pays his players.
He paid Dalton.
He paid Dalton. So he'll pay them. It's just they got to – and that's where, to me, the makeup of this team, the way it was built this year, is more on Duke Tobin than Zach Taylor. Duke Tobin is the one who's in charge of drafting these players and signing free agents and stuff. And they listen to the coaches, but it's Duke Tobin who's I don't know if he's got a final say, but I know he's got a big say in it. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they come to, him and they tell Mike Brown what they think, and Mike Brown just goes ahead and approves it, especially at his age. I don't know how you feel about all this, Natty. I know we've kind of went on a little rant here on you, but go ahead and
we seem to do that a lot with Natty's on here. But go ahead.
I know, right?
I don't. It's hard not to blame. It's hard. It's easy to blame Mike Brown, but
yes, it's just easy scapegoat.
Too easy.
It's become a thing where it seems to come down to management, and it's like if there was such an issue with management, then Mike Brown could address the issue. But my whole thing, like, if you go back to those 5 playoff games, easily 4 out of the 5 we were favored. You remember the Texans? The Texans,
we were winning some of them.
The Texans sucked. We should have won that game.
Yeah. 2 years back to back played them.
Chargers and the Steelers game. We almost won that game. If Jeremy Hill doesn't fumble,
dude, we won that game. We had that freaking game. If they're not,
it was over. It was over. We were literally. We could. We should have took a knee if you go back and look.
That's why last night I was so happy to watch Ben cry. But I'm like, this should have been us 4 years ago when we should have sent them home. We had it. Sorry.
And Marvin Lewis may still be the coach if this happens. You know what I mean? If we go to a Super Bowl that year, we may still have Marvin Lewis be. He may be spending his 25th year with the Bengals right now. Just horrible.
Go ahead, Natty.
At this point, it's I don't think we can really blame Mike Brown for much. I just think it's clear to me in his letter that he actually does see weaknesses on this team. So that tells me that they're going to address them in free agency and in the draft. As much as I would like to. Or as much as we would like to, or we think that they might, I think they will, because just the fact that they got Joe Burrow killed, like I think that was enough to have Mike Brown just have an
Now-
upset stomach from seeing the
I
offensive
got-
line.
Yep.
I got a question for you here, Natty, that somebody posted in here, and I don't know if I would do this or not, but Leo says trade up for Sewell, please, or Sewell,
No,
please.
you know,
I don't know. There's
Uh,
so many other, like Jeremy said, there's so many other offensive. If we don't get him, we can get the guy from Alabama. You know, and the thing is, we might be able to get that if we're at the 5th pick. You trade back, you get more picks, you still might be able to get that tackle. So,
oh
I
yeah.
mean, I like Sewell, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is the beat all end all." I'm like, he didn't play this year, so I don't know. I mean,
And I'd just like to say to Leo real quick, and then I'll let you go, Natty, on what you think about trading up for Sewell. But if you go back to some of our recent drafts, we haven't exactly hit, Leo, on offensive linemen these past few years. You know, we can go back to, I always call him a Bogway, but it's a Boyhe or something.
the swinging
Yep.
gate, just call him that.
Yeah, there you go. And then Fisher, you got Price, you know, you've got who
Which
was
I can
the
say
other?
they tried.
Yeah, I mean, but to trade up,
No.
to get somebody, then if they're another bust, you're talking about picks you just gave away. You're
Right.
talking about everything, and they could end up being another.
And well, the
Swing
other
gate.
thing here, I got
Why?
this.
Why?
This is another narrative we have to get rid of. Anthony says, in my opinion, the Bengals need to get a GM, but they won't. Well, they do. And this is as close as we're going to get to a GM. Mike Brown will not give up the title of GM, but Duke Tobin, for better or worse, is our GM. Now,
Without the title, yeah.
without the title. But yes, I mean, that he is the GM. I mean, now Mike Brown has probably his final say so and everything, but so that's another thing where, you know, it's not the 90s. In the 90s, when we were god awful for 20 years, Mike Brown was the GM, there was the president, he was the freaking Bengals.
I think Tobin needs help too. I think we need to add, you know, because he can't watch all these college players by himself. And he, you know, I know we got some scouts, but he needs, you know, we need
more scouts. They do need to add more scouts. But
exactly.
Go ahead, Natty. We've been talking over.
Yeah, what do you got to say about that number 3 or going up to number 3, maybe giving away a 4th round pick, something in that area to get Sewell?
You know, you only trade up in the top 10 if you're trading up for a quarterback.
Good
right.
man.
You don't trade up for an offensive lineman.
Mm-mm.
You don't trade up for a receiver. Like maybe if you're in the later round of the first, you know, you're in the 20s, you're in the 15, 10s, you know, it's maybe a 3rd, 4th round pick a team can depart with that you need a playmaker and then one there. You don't trade up for offensive linemen. I mean, if this is as deep a class, we could get one at 5, or if there's not one at 5, you take a receiver, you take something other, you don't give draft capital up. And if there's nobody we like at 5, then the Bengals can just call up a team and say, hey, do you want to come over here and, you know, give us some later round picks for us, and then we'll just trade back a few spots.
Yeah, and if not, we take best player available. You know, I mean, if it's a luxury pick, it's a luxury pick, and then the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, we take care of offensive line, defensive line, see how it works out. And get low. I don't see anybody taking our 7th round pick, or taking a 7th round pick to let us move up to get Sewell. If that was the question, I think it's going to be a much higher pick than 7th round that somebody's going to want.
Nobody's going to want our 5th or 7th to move up. No,
exactly. Yeah, they're going to want.
You're going to have to give up your number 1 for next year too to move up. If you're going to move up to the top 5, you got to give up your number 1 this year. You got to give up your number 1 next year. You ain't moving.
Just about.
I wouldn't do it. I know there's too many. Now, Keith's got something here I wanted to bring up. It says, I do blame the Bengals for not having an indoor practice facility. It helps against injuries, and you can practice at high speed. I think it has hurt us when it comes to the playoff games. I agree with you on that. Now, the thing I've heard is that they own the land next to Paul Brown Stadium, or the concrete factory or whatever it is. And what I've heard is I thought that's where they were going to build a indoor practice facility. Now, I just heard that at the beginning of this season, So I don't know if that's true or not.
And KB, I've also heard that is a part of the renegotiation process for us to extend with Paul Brown Stadium, keep the Bengals in Cincinnati after 2025, and make a Ring of Honor. I've heard that. Indoor practice facility. I've heard that. And just a total kind of revamp of the stadium. Better, like our video boards. They're nothing like what you see in Jerry World. You know what I mean? So just
Nobody's like, have you seen that stadium? That stadium is a freaking
insane.
spaceship. It's huge.
Yeah, it's
biggest
nuts.
damn stadium I've ever seen in my life.
And we're just trying to get, for one, we're trying to keep our team. We're trying to get them in an indoor facility. We're trying to make a Ring of Honor for people like Chad, Willie Anderson. And that's kind of where we're at when it comes to 2025. And that's why it's so important that us Bengal fans stick together, stick with this team, and vote yes, because we'll never have another team.
Right.
We'll never have another team in Cincinnati. How you feel about it, Natty? I don't know.
I mean, I agree with you, Jeremy. I mean, I think those are things that we need as an organization to be essentially up there with everybody else, because it seems like we're probably one of the very few organizations that still doesn't have a Ring of Honor or a indoor practice facility.
Right.
Exactly.
Mike Kyle says,
Mikey.
Mikey. I
Mikey.
want to bring up something to disagree with the Pog move. I just wish they could have interviewed Willie Anderson. I get he is experienced coaching, but how do we really know if you don't give him a call or a chance? He said down there, give him a chance.
I agree. I agree.
I mean, that's true. I mean, my whole thing was I don't know, and for what the Bengals have this year and are going into 2021 here, they can't miss. I don't think the Bengals could afford to take a chance on a guy who, like you just said, Mike, they don't know. They don't know if he can do it. Frank Pollock, they know he can do it. They've seen him. He's done it. So I'm not against Willie Anderson, but I just think it's a big chance that the Bengals can't take. They got to get it right, in my opinion.
I look at it this way, and then Natty, whatever you want to comment on his comment is fine. You're up here right now. Nobody else is in the waiting room, so
nobody else is jumping on. So
so I think for in a fan perspective, I think it would probably have got the fans at least to give him an interview. I mean, geez, we gave Fraley an interview, and then the next day we come out and say we're hiring Frank Pollock. At least give him an interview, show the fans that maybe that you might be looking outside of what's already been here and what's been gone and then got fired from someone that coming. Okay, I can understand all that. But, why not at least give him an interview and other people? Is
it known that Willie Anderson wants to even do it? Because he's got his own coaching program here in Cincinnati for high school kids. So, I mean, does he even want to do it? I mean, that's the thing. Everybody just assumes Willie wants to do it. I don't know if I don't know if he does or not. Maybe he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, it came up that he does high school, college, and pro, and I don't know. I don't know if they even reached out to him. All I know is it was reported by Cincy Jungle, and Cincy Jungle sometime here and there. But, they did say that he was one of the top, I think, 5 prospects that the Bengals were looking after. And it just kind of blew me for a little loop when we brought in Fraley from Detroit, who's horrible. You've talked about him or their franchise.
Yeah.
Stafford can't stay healthy behind that line, has never stayed healthy behind that line. And, just why not interview some guys? Make it look at least like
you see this comment?
Our kicker. Oh, no. Joe, this is breaking news, man. We're talking. How about he's not just a kicker. He is NFL kicker. He is, man. So we got a quarterback that's going to have bruised ribs. He's not going to be able to run. They're going to know that.
He's looking pretty good on the ping pong.
Well, yeah, ping pong and getting
Football.
beat, you know. laying down
No, they're completely the same.
Now the kicker, my gosh, man. Oh, I did not know that. Thanks for bringing that report up, Joe. Appreciate
Now,
it.
this is one thing Crip just said. We said we do have an indoor practice facility. It's called the UC Bubble, which I cannot remember when the bubble for UC was built.
Yeah.
If it was there for the playoffs or not. I think it was awful close to the time when the Bengals were in the playoffs. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, that's the thing. They could go there and use that, which I know that there was talks about it, but anyway,
it's all going to be a part of 2025, and we'll have to go from there.
All right, Frank Pollock. Let's see here.
Welcome to Willie.
Frank Pollock welcomed Willie to come speak with the team. Jim Turner did not welcome Willie. So, I mean, I like Frank Pollock.
Damn loser. Period.
I don't know why we even hired Jim Turner. That was not very good. All right, Natty, got anything else, buddy?
I was gonna add to the Willie Anderson stuff. I don't know if you guys watch Ace Boogie from New Stripe City.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he says he's in constant communication with Willie, and Willie seemed interested in the position, but it seems like Willie likes what he does, helping, high school kids more than being probably more than being an NFL coach. Seems like it's more fulfilling for him.
I understand.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody keeps bringing that up. I'm like, I don't even know if Willie wants to do it. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying he didn't or he did.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He was interested, right?
It seemed like he might have been, but I'm not sure how much of that is true.
I got you.
If his heart is not in it, then I definitely don't want it. I want someone who's all in to do it.
I just wish we would have done a little more. You know, it's just kind of like, well, we bring in the guy from the Lions. They've sucked forever. And then the next day, boom, we're bringing back Frank Pollock. Okay.
Well, to me, they're bringing back the guy that should have never let walk out the door in the first place.
It's all about Zach Taylor's job now. So that's going to be a big part of this year. We'll find out.
They do need to bring Willie in as a consultant, though.
I'd love that.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
That needs to be something.
I'd love it.
Him and Anthony Munoz should be there to help to help that all. That you got two of the greatest tackles in NFL history. Yes, you should definitely use them to help. Coach.
Yeah.
Chad Johnson too, man. You need to bring Chad Johnson back as a consultant.
Well, Chad, I think Chad is part of the Bengals in some sort of capacity. So I wouldn't be. I don't know if he's done it or not, but I know he is.
Yeah, he's just kind of loco. Chad does kind of what he wants to do. You know what I mean? Like, 1 minute he's in Miami, the next minute he's talking about coming to Cincinnati and showing a receiver how to catch a ball. You never know with Chad. He's still as crazy as he was on the field.
Yes, Crip, you're right. You have to live in Cincinnati to vote for the Bengals to stay. You are correct.
That's very true.
So you don't live here, which I don't think Crip lives here. I think Crip's down south, I think, if I remember right.
Yep. It's going to be Bengal fans, that's for sure.
Anything else, Natty?
No, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on again.
All right, brother. Take it easy,
Hey,
man.
Natty, take care, bub.
All right, let's see here, Joe. Bring it up here. No problem. Oh, Jeremy just came up on my phone. Go Bucks. They're talking about they're gonna have
It's gonna be a hell of a night.
They're gonna have a freshman kicker. That's what somebody posted in the chat here.
I don't see us kicking much.
Well, just extra points.
If that.
At least you hope, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Dallas is chiming in here. Let's see what Dallas has got. The kicker been injured all year and doesn't matter. You need TDs to beat Alabama, not field goals. Go Buckeyes. It's almost game time. Nerves are coming.
Mommy.
Dallas is fired up and ready to go. Well, it is getting close to game time.
Yep.
And I was hoping to get a whole bunch of Ohio State talk, but we got some. We did all right.
Yeah.
We did all right.
Yeah.
But let's get to the Facebook groups here and let's roll on out of here. Now, the groups that we help run and we all invite you to join them are Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, Reds Country, Cyclones Country, And the one we don't run, but we are live streaming on it right now, is Ohio State Buck Nuts. Now, do me a favor, I'll be pulling the sound off later on tonight, putting it on the podcast. Give me a 5-star review, rate, like, review. I'm on Apple iTunes, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. You can also follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then me and this moron here, right, where you at? That moron right there, do some silly TikTok videos that we post in our TikTok, and also post them on the Ice Bar. And the Ice Bar is another group that we have. It's pretty much just a show group for people who enjoy the show. We get on there and do silly stuff. We do talk sports, nothing serious at all. It's a bar and it has ice in it. So you call it the Ice Bar, for the Iceman. Anyway, all right, do me a favor. I think somebody said I hit 800 subscribers. So I'm at 800 subscribers, it looks like, which is great. Let's keep it rolling, try to get to 1,000 as fast as we can.
That's what I'm talking about.
With that being said, Jeremy, Ohio State, Buckeye fan, dude, will you do the honors so we can roll on out of here and go watch the Buckeyes?
I sure will, brother. And I just want to remind everybody in the state of Ohio, tonight is not about Ohio State. You may hate Ohio State. You may despise Ohio State. But with all we went through this year and all we're going through in this game, we don't want to get blown out. We at least want to keep it close. And we want to win and bring that trophy back to its rightful state of Ohio. So I want to leave everybody with that. And then on top of that, as always, I want to remind everybody to be thankful, even though Cleveland's winning.
Yeah. yeah.
Hard, right?
They did the job we wanted the Bengals to do. They took care of it for us.
Yeah, it don't have the kick. It don't have the kick that it did. It will next year. No. It will next year.
You know what? Actually, they won. They didn't really work that well.
But like I said, as always, you don't live in Cleveland.
Oh, wait, I got it for you. I got it for you. You don't live in Alabama. Do that one. There you go.
Now, see, I do live in Alabama, but
yeah, but nobody else does.
That's true. You guys notice all the show prep we do, right?
Exactly.
So I'm going to leave it just like that then. You know what? You don't live in Alabama. You live in Ohio.
Yeah.
Root for them. Let's go Buckeyes. Tonight, win or lose, we're all here together. We're all Bengal fans. Hooday and O-H, baby. Let's go.
I-O, and that's just sports, baby. See ya!